So, first things first, my water heater started right when I started the live stream, or right when I started to set up the live stream. So that's the first thing. Um, like I said the other day, I was posting on Creepbusters again, talking about gang stalking a bunch, uh, recording gang stalkers on Facebook Live on Creepbusters, and talking about gang stalkers on Creepbusters a bunch. Uh, Probably not gonna do that again. I've done it a bunch of times, and then I delete all the posts, and probably not gonna do it anymore. But it's just like interesting to see like people's reactions to it and see how they try to gaslight me and all the weird shit. But so I was doing that again, and then I deleted all the posts, and probably shouldn't do that, whatever. But like, whatever. It was a decision. I made a decision, and fuck them, and I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about anything. Fuck y'all. But anyway, I did that. I deleted all the posts, and then the next day, Sunday. Today, or not Sunday, Thursday. Today is Saturday. Uh, so the day after I deleted all the posts, like I said, the cops were out, like driving around, waving at me and smiling and shit. Like a bunch of cops were driving by me on Sunday. It's like they're like rubbing it in. It's like they're like, "Yep, we're gonna stalk you forever. There's nothing you can do about it," which I already know, and I don't expect. I don't expect to ever change it. Like I want to expose it and shit, but like I don't expect to change it though. I just want to, spread the message to the world that, to the other TIs out there, this is what's happening. Like, because there's people out there being stalked that don't know they're being stalked, and they don't understand what's happening. And then there's probably stalkers out there that don't understand what's happening. They think they're fighting terrorism or whatever stupid shit. Or they think I'm whatever they lie about me and say that I am, or whatever. So, just want to spread the word to everybody that what's really happening. But anyway, so it was like the cops were like rubbing it in. Basically, it was like the cops were just like driving by, like mocking me all day on Sunday. And then I saw this car on Sunday that drove out in front of me synced, and it has a license plate that says "So Lucky." That's what it said. It says "So Lucky." And I'm like, is that like a subliminal message? Like, because of my Creepbusters post? Or like what? I don't know. I feel like it's that or something. It just said "So Lucky." And then I saw a Red Cross van on Sunday, which I haven't seen the Red Cross in a long time. I saw one of those on Sunday. And then yesterday, I woke up at like 3:40 a.m. and I get up and it's just quiet. And I get up and then I go in the bathroom. And then right when I go in the bathroom, I hear my neighbor through the wall, and he's like right up against the wall, and he's just like. He just does that right when I walk in the bathroom, right up against the wall, and then that's it, like just that, and then it's quiet again for like a long time. And then got to work at 9:33 yesterday. And then at work, we drove by the sheriff on the highway, or on this like, or yeah, on the highway. Drove by the sheriff. He's just sitting on the side of the road, and like I feel like a sneeze coming on, and then right when we drive by the sheriff car, I sneeze. So like that confirmed for me for sure, 1,000% that they make me sneeze synced, which I've known that for a while, but that confirms it 1,000,000% that like right when we drive by the sheriff car, I sneezed. I could feel it like as we're approaching the car, and I'm like, it's gonna happen right when we drive by the car, right? Like I couldn't stop myself from sneezing. So they use directed energy weapon or something to make me sneeze synced all the time, and like yawn synced and shit like that. Talked about it a bunch of times. And then we were delivering this washer to this apartment building. It's like just like in the apartment like hallway, you know. So we're just like installing this washer in the apartment building, and like there's somebody like down the hall in their apartment, and they have a baby, and the baby kept like cooing and like crying synced. I just hear the baby was like, eh. And it kept doing it synced over and over. Like every time I would hear the baby, it would be synced. And then she like came out in the hallway with her baby, and she like walks outside. And then like as we're taking the washer out and going up the stairs, she's coming back in the front door, which is like right in the way of us. She's like getting in the way as we're coming up the stairs with the washer. And just like standing there like by the entrance, you know. Just like standing there as we take the washer outside. And she's walking upstairs with the baby in her arms. And then what else happened at work? Something else that happened. What was it? And then I saw someone like as we like turned on the street, on this one street, there was someone lighting a cigarette synced across the street, and then they like walk up to a car synced next to me. People are always lighting their cigarettes synced. Like they were just like walking, and then she just like stops and lights the cigarette synced, and then they like walk up to a car next to me when we drive by the car. And then I don't remember what else happened at work. I'm trying to think, but something else happened, I think. I forget. And then this morning, I was seeing a bunch of synced birds and synced geese flying over me. This one bird like flew by me at a corner of a building, and then he flew right over my head when a whitey drove by me, and he was like really low above my head. He's just like turning robotically. I see birds flying by synced right now, I think. There's just all these robotical birds out here. I saw these birds outside last night that were just like flying in the distance back and forth synced, like looking out my apartment window. It's crazy. It was just sync birds. Like every time I see birds, pretty much. Whether it's a big flock of birds or whether it's just a couple of birds, that's pretty much every time I see birds. They're synced every time, pretty much, or maybe every time. There's occasional birds where I'm like, Are they synced? So I don't know if it's all the birds or what, but all the geese that flew over me this morning were synced. It was like multiple flocks of geese flying over me synced. And honking synced. And then, hold on, I got all this written down. I'm gonna go see what else happened at work. Hold on 1 second. Wait, let me read these comments. I don't know if you can hear the train horn outside. He's a sync kid. So yeah, I guess I talked about everything that I wrote down. My refrigerator is turned off synced right now. But they'll always just be like saying shit just to like just saying shit that's just like shit that upsets me or like annoys me or whatever, and they'll just say it just to annoy me. And then they'll like ask me a question and they'll like expect me to answer them. Like I have to answer. Like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, just shut up for 5 seconds. You don't have to constantly talk. But they do though, because they're stalkers. It's fucking rude. Just like every time I do something, they're like interrupting me and shit. And he's like, bro, and they're doing it synced. Here come some birds. They pretty much flew right over me. I don't know if they look synced. I'm pretty sure they're synced. And then I recorded this video this morning as I was walking up to this light, and I was like, what's gonna happen? And then all these whiteys pull up and meet me synced, and then another whitey pulls up when I get across the street, and then there's like 3 other cars after I get across the street, and then there's nothing after, like I stopped recording there, but then there's nothing after that for like 2 intersections after. Like there was a bunch of cars before that, like the entire time. And then after that, there was nothing for like 2 intersections, and then they come back with the 1 headlight, and then it was just like a couple of cars here and there. Like after that, it was like less cars than it was before that intersection when I recorded. It's like, I don't know if it's because I recorded that they switched it up like that, or like they were gonna do that already, or what. They're just weirdos though. They just like disappear and come back, and they do distant things, and then they come closer again, and then they're just weird. They just do weird shit. And then I was seeing a bunch of red cars for like up this like 1 block or 2 blocks. I was just seeing all red cars, just like one at a time. It's just like red car, red car, red car, red car. Yeah. And I was seeing a bunch of black and silver saints this morning. And a bunch of whiteys and a bunch of dim headlighters and dim taillighters. And I walked by these cars that are sitting in this parking lot, and then when I walked by the 1 car, the light in the parking lot turned off. It's always turning on and off sinks when I walk by it. So there's a bird flying by right now, and he's syncing up with other birds flying in front of me. Going opposite directions as each other. And like they just kept doing that last night, like I was saying, like they just kept doing that in the distance, like a flock of birds flying this way and another flock of birds flying this way. Like directly in front of me, way in the distance. They just kept doing it over and over last night. And oh, there's another bird flying right over me right now. Did I catch him? He flew right over me. This bird gonna fly right over me. Did he do it? I was looking at the phone. Anyway, that's all I'm gonna report, I think. And then when I got home last night, there was a fire truck and an ambulance just sitting like a block away from my apartment. They're just sitting there with their lights on. But like they didn't pull up sync or pull off sync when I got there. They were just sitting there when I got there. And it was probably a light show party going on. Sync party. So, yeah, the train horn's done now. He just left a second ago. He was going off for a minute. I don't know if y'all can hear him. Oh, there he is again. I think he's sinking again. I don't know. I think that's all. So, like, share, subscribe, comment, subscribe to Cat the Glitch, vote for ILCAT 2028. Don't sink. Don't perpetrate. And stay tuned because they're still gonna sink. So who knows what's gonna happen? Something's about to happen.